Good, good. Trying to start my new year off really good by decluttering. I've been doing that like the last few days.
Yeah, I haven't started yet. I'm going to be honest. I have the intention of, but this week it was my daughter's birthday actually on
That's
Friday. And I took my son shopping to get some more school clothes for this next semester coming up. And, it's been like run, 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 run. And
yeah.
so, and even today, oops, I should turn my phone down. I almost forgot that we had a show. So I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh. I forgot to post it. I was like, "Oh, Kathy, yeah, give it to me so I can put it ahead of time." And then I remembered this morning and I was like, "Oh my gosh, let me post it because I know some of my viewers really wanted to get on the show too."
yeah, yeah, I know. And so yeah, it's been kind of like, the last few days has been run, 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 here we go, that sort of thing. Um, we had an incident yesterday that I don't know if it really has any spiritual meaning or value or anything like that, but I found it just to be, I do feel it's kind of like in regards to maintaining a mindset or a mind frame, like trying to stay within, the positive, or trying to, be calm. And I handled a situation yesterday that I was actually quite proud of to some degree. We were walking through the mall, and those little kiosks that line up in the middle of the malls. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have them there, but they'll
Yeah.
have, you know, crap all laid out, like phone cases or ornaments or
Jewelry, whatever. Yeah.
ceramic bullshit, that kind of stuff. And we had been shopping and we walked by one of the kiosks, and my son had a bag in his hand, and it must have hit one of the ceramic ornaments, like just walking normally. Like, that's the thing, just walk. He wasn't like swinging the bag. He's 17, he's not 2, he's not
Right.
dancing in the middle of the aisle. It's like anybody could have done it, right? Anybody walking by, it would have happened. And the owner of the kiosk came running over, and he's screaming at him, like, "You owe me $15. You owe me." And I was like, no. And he's like, "No, you got to pay for this." And I said, if you didn't want it broken, you should have a guard up, a plastic guard up, or maybe not have the ornaments sitting on the edge where people can walk by and break them. And I'm going to call security, he says. And I'm like, go ahead. You know what I mean? And we walk, and I just kept walking. I was like, no, we're not paying for this. We're walking. Now, here's the thing. If we were in a store and my son picked up something, or I picked up something and we broke it, or if it was intentional or anything along that line, by all
Right.
means, we would have paid for that. I mean, I think that that's decent to do, right? But
Mhm.
when you're walking past something and you knock it, like, that's your responsibility as a kiosk owner to make sure that people aren't going to be in that position to do so. And I ended up phoning them all yesterday after we got home. And I thought to myself, you know what? A few years ago, I probably would have ended up fighting with this guy in the
Oh
mall.
my God.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I said what I had to say and I kept going, you know?
Yeah.
And I probably would have handled it a lot differently a few years ago. But I was like, I know I'm in the right. I know that, and it was interesting because I could feel his energy coming towards me, in the extent that this isn't the first time this has happened, not to us,
Mm,
but to him. And I felt a scam. You know what I
wow.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, where he's intentionally setting stuff so that he's making money off of, because you come after the right person, they're going to pay.
Right.
right? And I felt that, and I was like, no, okay, I got this. I felt it really strong, and I went home and I phoned them all, and I told them the incident of what happened. And she basically implied, she's like, you didn't pay him, did you? And I said, no, I'm not going, like, that's not my responsibility.
Yeah.
Again, if my son had been holding it and we dropped it, or if he was swinging the bag around like a 2-year-old, not paying attention, sure. I said, but you can look at the cameras, which I know that they'll do before they make, you know what I mean? And I said, but
Right.
I'm just basically phoning to make sure I don't, when we come back to the mall, that there's not going to be an issue. And also too, is to let you guys be aware. And it was basically implied that this is not the first time that this has happened. So there it is. Trust your judgment, trust your intuition, because your intuition is right. And I was like, okay, so this is not the first time that this has happened. And I mean, who's to say
That's
that this
terrible.
vendor is going to be there for much longer if this is a scam that he's producing on a regular
Right.
basis, right? And I was very grateful for the fact that I think over the last, especially year or so, there's been a lot of energy, that's been telling us to trust our core, trust ourselves, not getting involved in petty drama or petty nonsense and stuff like that. Because again, it could have been handled so much differently, you know what I mean, if I had been maybe a person that I was a few years ago. And it feels like it's time to just sort of change things around and really trust ourselves. Have you ever been in that type of situation?
There's some situations that I've been in where, like you said, had it been a while back, I probably would have flipped the switch, like
Right.
from 0 to 1.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
now, like, it's like a different, mindset, or I see things a little differently. I try to handle things a little different. So I completely understood when you said that.
Right. And because it's kind of like when you look back at how you may have handled something, or you could have handled something different. And it was funny because I could see my son too. And so, how he was like, it made him really nervous, not me, but I explained to him, I said, the thing is that, even from working in restaurants, if a customer drops a glass, you're not charging him for the glass. As a waitress or as a bartender, if you're breaking stuff, which happens all the time,
Oh, yeah.
if they're trying to charge you, that's against the law, right? So I just feel like this year, it's kind of like, it's not only decluttering the house, it's decluttering the mind.
Yeah.
And
That's a
releasing
good way,
a
yeah, to put
lot
it.
of, the nonsense that holds us back or makes us act in a way that isn't for our highest good. Because
Yeah.
we have two choices. We can get really involved in drama, we can get involved in the bullshit of other people's stuff, but the higher we raise in vibration, that just doesn't affect us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
So anyway, that's my TED talk for the day. Thank you so much for joining. Grab a book on your way out.
yeah.
uh, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Kay, I did get your donation from a couple of days ago. Please make sure that you guys have your questions in the chat. Hi, Will. How's it going? Hi, Sandra. Hi, Jessica. Hey, Miguel. And guys, if you do want a personal reading, you can contact Mimi at Mimi's Holistics on TikTok. Make sure you catch her show. I think it's just about every day that she's doing a show. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com. We will start with Kayla. Kayla, we just do need your question though, please. And remember that if you have donated, please make sure that you let us know in the chat because we don't always see it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's about it. So Kay is wondering, I made a new friend named P. What is ultimately to become of P and I in the long run? So is this a female, a male? Can you give us some more information in regards to this person? And possibly if you have their not, we don't need particularly their date of birth, but maybe their sun sign.
So I get good energy from P. But yeah, I'm glad you asked that because I did want to know, you know, the transition.
I hear your roosters.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're at my front door. Sorry, guys.
Funny.
So she's wanting to know, like, relationship wise with P and I in the long run. Okay, so I do get good energy, Kayla, when it comes to P. Can this be a long-term situation? Yeah, I don't really get short-term. So if you're wanting to pursue something more than friends with P, I do get a yes. It can be like long-term. Let me see what else I can get for you, Kayla. Okay, so she's not sure where she stands with her, looking to be friends at this point. So, Kayla, the messages that I'm getting as of right now, I can answer some other questions, Kayla, in regards to P, but I'm giving you an in-depth message that I'm getting right now. So in the meantime, if you have another question in regards to P, go ahead and put it in the chat. But the messages that I'm picking up as of right now is mostly really more about you and for you, kind of like this, a lot of healing is needing to take place. It feels as if you're kind of getting over past relationships or past people that have been in your life or in and out of your life. It kind of feels like that, like you're moving to the next step, like you're not going backwards anymore. So that's awesome. I do get in regards to this P person, I do get good energy. And like I said, if you do want to pursue something more than friends, I'm getting a green light for it. I don't know if there was something particular. I know you said you wanted, looking to be friends at this point, but is there anything like romantic that you're wanting to know with this person? Let me know so that I can answer that for you. I still, however, do get, Kayla, that continue to do the healing that you're doing for yourself. Whatever it is that you're doing recently, it just feels like, you're like in a different, how can I explain this? Like the place you were last year, and this was like a couple days ago, right? Because 2022 is so different now. Like I feel changes, and that's awesome. That's amazing. That's really all, what I'm getting for Kayla as of right now. But if she has any other questions in regards to P, then we can touch base on that. So you can go ahead, Kathy.
I do feel that this could turn into a good friendship. Okay. I mean, there's even a potential of relationship coming through. But I do feel what is happening here, especially with so one of the first cards that came through was the devil. This is going to be you do have to make sure that you maintain it. It's like Naomi said, make sure that you do the healing. Okay, don't look at this as a relationship as of yet. Let this progress on a natural level as to where it's supposed to be. And you know, I'm just reading your messages here, and it says, I don't know why I shifted. Well, because the thing is that I feel like you're coming into a stronger sense of yourself, and this is going to be important. Where you stand with her really doesn't matter at this point. I feel like this is going to be more, where does she stand with you? That I think that that's the more important question, to be honest, because when you're worried about how you're standing with somebody else, you're losing that part of yourself that has the confidence, the strength. And I actually did pull the strength card, come to think of it. You're losing that part of yourself. She's fine with you. Like, you know, I do feel like this can turn into something like a good friendship, maybe even possibly a relationship, but it is going to have to be a slow process. You're going to have to do the healing. You know, you're going to have to be in that place where you're just allowing this to happen. And don't be worried about what she thinks of you. Be yourself. Be yourself. I feel like this is going to be more important than anything else. So that's what's really coming through. And especially, like, I'm also getting this Knight, King of Coins. I'm getting the Sun. I'm getting the Knight of Cups. Like, I feel it's interesting that you talk about the shift, because we have the Page of Coins here, but we also got the King of Coins. So I kind of feel like you're shifting from a sense of, you know, that immaturity. And I'm not calling you immature, but it can be sometimes an emotional immaturity, or it can be an emotional or a sense of not being at your fullest. And I feel like you're shifting. You're doing this shift from the Page to the King. Okay. And this is a really beautiful energy. Yeah, taking back your power. That's exactly it. You're taking back your power. And when we take back our power and we get our own strength, this is where things really start to progress. And but like I said, instead of worrying about what she feels or where you stand, ask yourself, where does this person stand with me? Because if they're not progressing to where I want it to be, or if they're not you know, giving me what I need in a relationship, why am I hanging on to the relationship? You know, or, you know, just be patient, see where it goes. Don't be obsessively thinking in any way about turning it into a relationship at this point. I'm not saying you are, I'm just saying this is the warning that's coming through. Do the healing that is necessary and move forward. Take it step by step by step by step, day by day by day by day, you know, and allow it to just form, um, you know, where it's supposed to go. Do you have anything
Awesome.
to add?
No, that's perfect. Yeah, awesome.
Okay, awesome. Um, all right, so we have, and then she's just asking if P is currently okay. She said she had to check into health. Yeah, I feel she'll be okay. I don't know exactly what I don't know if this is a health thing or a legal, like a, you know, I do feel she'll be, you know, she'll be okay though.
I get the same thing. Nothing serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Next up is Sandra. I'm just looking here. Guys, if you do want a reading, I do see a couple of people here asking for readings. please make sure that you read the banner going across the bottom of the screen. Make sure also that we have your question in the chat. Also, make sure that we do have your names, your first and the birth sign. So, their sun sign, if at all possible. And yeah. Katie, I did see that you donated. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I'll put you onto the list. And also, Katie, if you can just give me a little bit more information in regards to Jordan, that would be helpful. Like, are you guys together now, or what's the situation? I guess basically is what I'm asking. I can't find my pen. How do I keep losing my pen every single time? I swear. We'll be doing a show and I'll be sitting here and I'll be like, okay, how did I just lose my pen? Like, where the heck did it go? Okay. Anyway, Sandra's question is, I know she was asking, she'd like to know if her kids will be successful in college, and also looking into a house in Kentucky, if she'll buy a second house in Kentucky.
Okay. I do get a yes for both, for, her, both Brady and Isabel being successful in college. So that's a yes. What was the other question? Oh, okay, about the house. In regards to buying a second home in Kentucky, I do get a green light for that too, if that's something that you're wanting to do. She also had said, that maybe like as a vacation home too. So yeah, I do get a yes. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I do get a yes for in regards to the children and as well the house. As far as when it comes to your message, it's funny because you said the word success in regards to, Brady and Isabel, and success was one of the cards that I got. However, I don't really feel like the success is, more towards your children, but more, you. So it just feels like success overall in anything you set your mind to, especially the business that you're trying to, push forward and create more things and, doing your lives and all of that. I do get success in all of that. If you've been feeling like doubtful about a lot of things or worrying about a lot of things, not just your children, but yourself and future plans overall, your spirit guides, angels, they're wanting you to reach out to them. Just make sure that you talk to them, you let them know what your concerns are. They are there, they're by your side to help you and guide you, and help you, bring some answers to you as well. I also get good support system. So whether it's family members, hubby or the children, I do get, you have a good support system, or, even friends as well. You have a couple of people in your life that are very supportive in whatever you set your mind to. So, I do get that as well. So don't feel like you're alone in anything, even if it's just to talk about whatever it is you're planning or any ideas you have. You have that support system, which is a great thing. However, I'm also getting that there's like some kind of communication issue. I don't know if maybe Kathy can pick up a little bit on that. I'm not sure if this communication may have to do with work or at home, but I do get some form of, needing communication or lack of communication, or being more clear, when communicating. Okay, so that is all that I'm getting for Isandra at this time.
Okay, so I just wanted to say, Rimshaw, all the readings are by donation, so all the instructions are going across the screen, and please do let us know when you've donated so we can add you to the list. All right. Yeah, I do feel the kids are going to be good in college. I do hear your daughter though is going to need to get out of her head and go more onto the paper, I guess is the best way to say it. Like I kind of feel like it might be more about friends, activities, that sort of thing, than it is about being the studious or studying or spending time, doing the work that is needed. It doesn't mean that she's gonna, fail or lack in it or anything like that, but it does feel like she's gonna have to be more determined, perhaps maybe more so than your son. I believe they're talking more about your daughter. I don't know if your son's got a scholarship to college.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Okay. Because
Yeah,
I
he'll be
feel
going to
like
Kentucky.
what's that?
He'll be going to Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah. Because I feel like I feel more determination with him in regards to the school, like putting more effort into the school, that sort of thing, or into his studies. I feel like your daughter, she might be more about the friends and parties or whatever college life is about. You know what I mean? Ultimately, though, they're going to be good. I feel like the first year for your daughter is going to be a little bit more
Rocky.
yeah, like there might be like she's going to have to kind of buckle down a little bit more, probably more so than your son to some degree. But otherwise, I do feel that they're going to be good. Like they're going to be okay. I do want to tell you though, I do feel I normally don't say stuff like this, so but I don't also want you to be in a place of like worry because I'm not feeling anything, drastic coming from, but I do feel to tell your son to watch his neck a little bit. Okay. Because I feel something about the neck, and I don't know if he's already, having some neck pain or shoulder pain, or shoulder pain that's leading to like neck pain or something along that line. He might want to make sure that he does get like chiropractic or massages or, something that helps him to relax those neck muscles. Because I feel like there's a stiffness in there. Feels tight. And that could, I don't know if that makes any sense, or if he's brought that up, or if he's mentioned that, or if he's already, kind of going through. But I do feel to watch the neck, like to make sure, especially playing football, you don't want to be in that where it's really stiff and tight or sore already. He's been wanting to see a chiro. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it for him. I do feel that, because as I was tapping into the energy of the school, I kept getting shown his neck region. Okay. So that's something to, that he should take care of. I'm not getting anything, drastic or, anything like that. But I feel like for long term, because it's not just about college, right? Like, you could be through college and you're young and you're flexible and you've got all of the, but you don't want that to be an ongoing issue as he's getting older and out of college. I feel like this is a good thing for him to do. And the chiro might even, suggest a massage therapist or something along that line. It's just to keep the flexibility within the neck area. Okay. And the shoulder area. Because he also wears a lot of tension on his shoulders, which is causing a lot of neck issues. And normally I don't do health on the show, but that came through and I felt like it was important to see. So
she also thought if her daughter's boyfriend is kind of in the way or a distraction.
Oh hell yeah, because he's not, I don't feel like he cares about school so much. Or if he's not in school, like I don't know, I feel like he's just, I don't feel that he puts as much attention or placement towards education as the daughter does. And so he pulls her out of that realm right away. I felt that.
You're right on the money. Yeah.
Okay. And so that's, I mean, I wouldn't say that she has to break up with him or anything, but she has to set her boundaries, and if it comes down to it, it might be, I'm only seeing you on weekends, or I'm only seeing you when I do not have the studies, to do. Like I've got a place, here's the thing that we have to sometimes remind kids, our boyfriends aren't worth 250,000 or 150,000 or 100,000. Like, to be honest, like the money that you're putting into the school, is he worth that money? Hate to put it that way, but you're 18 years old, 19 years old, 17, whatever. Is this person worth it? That amount of money that you're going to be paying back if it's a student loan for the rest of the next 10, 15 years. Are they worth that money right now? Good way to think about it, right? Like, that's the bottom line. How much is he worth? How much is, where's this? Is he paying for her school? Fuck that. No, he's not. So unless he's willing to place that money down, no.
Right.
No. So now as far as Kentucky goes, I do feel that you could definitely buy a place there. Are you talking about, like, she says, I can see a cozy cabin and rustic. I keep seeing woods, like you might buy an offbeat. I don't know if it'll be like a house, but like, yeah, like a cabin or something that, like, I want to say almost like a little vacation home, something along that line. Like, I don't think that you would be living in it all year long. It's kind of like the, let's go to the cabin. That kind of energy is what I get from it, more so than a house. So I hope that helped. I hope that gave you some guidance in there, because I do feel that happening. It might not be until the summer. May, June, July, somewhere in there. I feel like you're either starting the process or you have found the place. I'm not quite sure. It's not being specific there, but I do hear something about August where you could be in it. So I hope that's helped. Yeah. Jessica. And hi, McGreen. Ms. Green, how you doing? Good to see you. Jessica is asking
a general reading for the job transfer process and her relationship with Cameron.
Okay. And she says Cameron continues to communicate. My boss has told me that they are already discussing how they are going to hire me in the transfer. And tomorrow I have an appointment for my tourist visa.
That's awesome, right? She was telling me the other day, I was like, oh my God, everything is just aligning for her.
That's so good. I love it. I love it. And Lucky, Ms. Green, I see that you've donated. Please make sure that we got your question down below, because that will really help him.
Ha! Jessica, look at the first card that I got. The opportunity card, ma'am. That's just confirmation, Jessica, that, everything is falling into place for you. You're having the opportunity to, move up in your company. You have the opportunity to do a job transfer. You're having the opportunity to move, to the United States. Like, everything is falling into place for you wonderfully, and it's amazing. It's a great way to start the year, so it's just really, really good. I'm also getting the romance card. So it's just funny because the two things you asked about, it's right here in front of me. So I still get romance card. That's just you and Cameron. You and Cameron are still good on the path that you guys are on, and I know it's even going to be better once you guys are together, because being distanced for so long, I know it's really hard, but it's good energy, good things coming for you, and everything is just falling into place naturally. And I remember, like, just the other day when you were, wondering about work, wondering about your visa and all of this, and look, everything is just turning out just fine. So opportunity, romance, girl, you got everything, right? So the last message I do get for you is that if you want to continue on this path and you're content, you're happy with everything, it's really all up to you if you want this to continue this way. You would be the only one to get in your way, or to get in the way of your path. And you don't want to do that, because everything in your path, like, you're on this good path and everything is falling into place. Everything is happening the way it should. Um, and you don't want to be the person to stop your own success, stopping your own opportunities. So that is what I'm getting for Jessica.
Yeah, Jessica, I feel like things are moving forward. I love what Mimi said about being in your own way, because I did get the Nine of Swords coming up, and this can be, your own anxiety, your own fear, your own energy towards being in a negative place. You want to, I kind of feel, and I might have mentioned this before, you sometimes, when things are going well, you kind of put a halt on it in your own head, and make sure that this doesn't happen, because there's no reason, there's no need for it. Four of Wands is coming through for a relationship, so I feel like this is beautiful energy. I'm actually hearing from Cameron, like, his energy. He's getting more excited as this is becoming closer as well. It's almost like he's projecting the excitement. He's really looking forward. I can't wait to see her. All of this is being projected from, I guess, his higher self, or his energy is what's coming through. I don't know if he's actually said that to you in person, because I actually hear it, like, in my head, like it came through really fast. So that's going through. We've also got the Six of Wands, and this really has to do with success and victory. I feel like that has to do with the job opportunity. It's really projecting here the Nine of Cups, like all of your dreams starting to, become material. They're actually becoming a reality, more so than just a fantasy. And I don't even like, unless you start. Oh, he told you that a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I literally could hear it in my head. I was like, okay. Your roosters are funny.
Sorry.
I feel like they're cheering us on when
Yeah.
we see something. And you hear the roosters, they're like, woo!
And it's not even the time for them to do that, so it's just funny.
Yeah. They're like, like validating what we have to say, right? So funny. Because that one is really going at it. He's just cheering
Oh yeah.
away. You know what? I don't even know if I really have anything else to say. Jessica, I do have to ask you a question though. Is there a father figure that's passed on? I don't know if this is your dad, your grandfather. Somebody is suddenly just like, I just heard father figure. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. If you could just let me know about that. Because I feel, or like a quote, my grandfather.
Her grandfather, she said.
Yeah, because I feel like there's an energy around from him. Remember that it doesn't matter whether we've met them, we were close to them, whatever. They're a different energy when they've gone over to the other side. Was this fairly recently? Like, I'm just kind of curious. Anyway, I'm getting an energy that's coming through from him. I don't know if you guys were close in personalities of some sort, but he, like, I just want to say, I want to tell you that he's very proud of you. He's very proud of you. He's very proud of where you've brought yourself to. Oh, he's one of your spirit guides. Okay. Yeah, because he wants you to know that he's very proud of you. And I as we were talking about Cameron and the job, and he was really interrupting me. So it was hard for me to, kind of, really talk about that. But he really wanted me to let you know that he was around and guiding and very proud of you. Okay. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I hope that helps. So, I don't know if you needed the validation from that, but he's most definitely giving you the validation from that. So awesome. Yeah.
Did he have roosters? Because my rooster is just going off.
I don't, yeah, like kind of, well, and it's funny too, because I really was like debating if do I say anything or not say anything. And it was like, I feel kind of like maybe the rooster's like, hello. Make sure it comes up, blah, blah,
That's
don't
funny.
dismiss this. Yeah. There's very much an energy of being proud of, standing beside you, guiding, all of that, is, and it came through so fast that I couldn't dismiss it. So, and now the rooster has stopped. No, we're wrong. Little bugger. Okay, so Miguel, he wants a message from, do you want to take just a quick break here, just for a second?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. I think that would be good. Just for a few minutes, guys. Remember that if you have donated, to let us know. If you have not posted your question down below, please do so. And all of the instructions are going across the screen. This is also a really good time that if you want to book for a personal reading, you can. And you can contact Naomi at Mimi's Holistics on TikTok. And also you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com. We're just going to be a couple of minutes. We'll be right back in 3 minutes, and we'll see you then. Okay, we are back. We're back. We're back. Lofty, thank you so much for donating. Please let us know what your question is in the comment box below. That would be fantastic. So Miguel's next. Miguel is wondering about anything from his spirit guides, finances, spirituality.
Okay, it's funny he asked about spirituality. Because it feels as if one of the messages that I'm getting, that you're needing to reach out to them more, speak to them more, whether, your spirit guides, your angels, get back into how can I explain this? Like into your Zen mode, versus like thinking about this and thinking about that and thinking about materialistic things and thinking about future plans and bills and I gotta work on this and then I gotta do that. Like, try to find that moment throughout the day to be in that level of like Zen, like relax and like you can even do Reiki work on yourself. And I think I told him this a couple weeks ago. Did he do it? No. But like, work on that again. Like, do, a little bit of a Reiki session on yourself. Speak out to them, when you're outdoors doing outdoor work. That is your moment, to reach out to them and be, in that like energy work, into your beliefs and into yes, yeah, you're right. My sister just texted something, and you know what? I brought this up months ago. You guys ever watch Cobra Kai? And if you didn't, I'm sure a lot of you watched Karate Kid. And if you remember, his sensei, Mr. Miyagi, had a little like his yard was freaking amazing. He had like a little area where he meditated, and I feel like that would be perfect for us to have more.
It was
So for
funny because
you.
as you're talking, I keep seeing a tree, like almost like the bonsai tree or something
Yeah,
along that, or meditate under a tree, or you know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
ground, yourself to the roots, like
yes,
ground. Yeah, interesting. So it's
yeah,
funny that
that
you
would be
mentioned that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And aside from that, the other message is healing. You're needing healing, self-healing, and self-love, self-confidence. So it's that goes hand in hand. So I really do get that for you, as well as paying attention to your intuition and not dismissing it. That I do get as well. The last thing I get is, and I think I got the same thing for you the last time we had a reading, our last show, needing to let go. um Not so much letting go of the people in the past or the people you left behind, but kind of letting go of the things that you went through in the past and not bringing it into the present or future. So, however they went about things in the past, how you were brought up, the mentality, how to go about things, mentally, you just have to like forget that and let it go, and not always, be serious about things, or always taking something into another context when it's probably something so innocent, and you're just seeing it in a negative way, when it wasn't really intentionally in a negative way. It was something positive, but because of, your past, how your family um did things, and how they reacted to things, and how they treated certain situations, you're needing to kind of release that and let that go. Um, as well as letting go of, some of the family members that you left behind. Leaving behind, I mean, like, you moved, you're no longer close to them, and you've basically removed yourself from all the toxicity. And, just don't blur your mind or fog it thinking about them again, like thinking that maybe you have some sort of obligation to them and you don't. Okay, so that's all really what I'm getting from Miguel.
It's interesting. um I kept seeing a carousel, like the merry-go-rounds, like a carousel, at
Hmm.
the fair or something like that. um and I kept feeling you got to connect to your inner child. And it kind of feels like, yeah, you've taken on a lot of responsibility over the last few years, but at the same time, you're not alone in that responsibility. Like Namie's there to share the response. You don't need to shoulder it all, and you can connect with your inner child. And I do feel like when that carousel is appearing, it's like you can have fun. You can have fun. You can um but this will also help ground you as well, because when we're in this place of connecting to, and it's funny that you had brought up like the innocence and all of that stuff, right? um and I had this all written down, and I was like, oh, okay, well, she's talking about innocence and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, it's, you can still be responsible, which I do feel is going to be sort of a theme throughout the first quarter of this year. It it's basically bringing it back to reconnecting with your finances, reconnecting, moving forward, getting it might even have to do with the building that I had felt, reconstruction, things like that around the property. But I'm also really getting here. You got to connect with your inner child. I feel like this is super important. Um, have some fun. As Sandra had brought up, running through or walking barefoot. Dig your feet in the ground. Hell, hun, run, run through the grass. If you feel like it, doesn't need to be barefoot, but you can do it how, you know what I mean. Like take the time and be a boy again. You know what I mean? Take a little bit out of the day and just have fun. And as we grow up, as we become adults, we tend to lose a lot of that inner child, that inner fun. We even if we have children, we should be looking at the world. I mean, that was one of the things, even at my son, as my son at 17, and I'm seeing the responsibilities that he's, starting to learn. It's a whole new interesting process, because yeah, you see, as you watch your kids, learn different responsibilities or learn different aspects, as a part of their growing up, paying bills or doing this or doing that. You can make this a part of your own fun too, where it doesn't need to be such a heavy burden upon ourselves. Look at it from their perspective. As much as it sucks paying a bill as an adult, paying your first bill as an adult or the start of an adult is exciting. As weird as that sounds, if you go back, take a look, it was exciting knowing that you have the capability, the ability, you have the money to place towards your first purchase, your first bill, your first whatever it is. Even if it's a matter of your mom handing you $5 to get a candy from the dude at the 7-Eleven, or the who had this corner store. That's an excitement. And then as we grow, we tend to make it a heavy burden or responsibility. But take a look at it as how grateful you are that you have the ability to do so. And I feel like this is falling into the finances as well. Be grateful. I have the money to pay the bill. I have the money to provide for my family. I have this to give to this. Even if it's a matter of, I got to wait a couple of days to get it. Don't be in that, I got to wait a couple of days to pay this. I have the ability to place towards this. I am so grateful that I'm able to provide for my family. I'm so great. And you're going to start to take a look at things from a different perspective, from the almost the perspective or the innocence of that child again. And once we do that, we start to look at things in a whole new perspective. We start to look at the world as something exciting again, rather than being a day by day heavy energy. It's a lighted energy. It's an enlightened energy. And that's what I feel to be working on over the next few months. And just again, be in that place of gratitude, right? Be in the place of gratitude, even if we're spending money. But when we think about, okay, I'm going to say this, but I'm going to also at the same time release the energy of it. The economy right now sucks for many people. And there's a lot of people that are really worried where that next meal is coming from, how they're going to pay their bills, how they're going to keep the lights on, how they're going to pay their car payment, how they're going to just buy freaking gas in their car to get to the work, on and on and on and on. Now let's release that energy as a collective. For those watching, release that energy and bring back the energy of gratitude. I have the ability to, provide for myself. I have the ability to provide for my family. I have a roof over my head. I am so grateful. I am so grateful for the food that I am able to present every day. I am so grateful to look out the window and see the sunrise. I'm so grateful to look out the window and see the sunset. I'm so grateful for the next day that is being presented to me. I'm so grateful for. And this is where we start to raise our energy, not only as an individual, but also, again, as a collective. Because the more people, if we stopped really focusing on the negativity that is being brought to us, if we started being more grateful, we would actually start really seeing more gratitude and more things to be grateful for throughout, on a collective level. Right. And so, on a personal level, I found myself kind of taking a step back from social media. It's really interesting because every once in a while I'll like something on Twitter, or I'll retweet it or something. But I found that as I'm reading stuff now, it's being blurred to me, almost in my eyesight. And it doesn't mean that I'm not supposed to have an awareness. I'm just not supposed to focus on a lot of that. And it's kind of bringing back a different energy externally and, internally, and keep being in that inner child. Because when a child is in a happy place, they have everything they need. They don't think about how am I going. It's automatically there. Somehow it appears for them. you know, whether it's through their parents or whether it's through, you know, something else, but they're not focusing on where is it coming from. They just know it's going to be there. They know they're going to wake up in the morning and have breakfast. They know they're going to have lunch. They know they're going to have supper. They know they're going to have a bedtime snack. They know that they're safe. They know. And that's what we need to get back to as adults, as people. And just be great, you know, have that gratitude. And that's what I feel like Spirit is trying to say to you. I had seen what you had said there. I've been praying lately, giving thanks for everything we have achieved. Keep doing it, because I really feel like this inner child energy is trying to present itself. It's wanting to come out, and I think it's absolutely beautiful, to be honest. So, I didn't mean to go on a little rant there, but I just felt like it was so, you know, important. Again, not just for yourself, Miguel, but also just as a collective energy. It felt like Spirit is trying to, the more we focus on the negativity, the more negativity we're going to have, right?
Yeah.
So when we're starting to focus on the beauty of what is here, we really start to see more of the beauty that is here. So anyway, I hope that helped a bit. Katie is asking about Jordan, and I believe she said here that they're not together, but they always talk. She wants to know just a second here. Okay, so she's basically asking about her and Jordan. I think I actually have it on here. Just one second. I know that she'd sent it to me. Could you please see what Jordan will end up choosing in regards to us? So he's taking, I think from the idea that I'm getting here, he wants to figure out what he wants.
I get a lot of, I kept asking the same question over and over because I wasn't getting a definite answer. It just feels his energy is like very off. And so that just makes sense what she said. He doesn't know what he wants. So that confirms that. So I don't really get, I don't get definite yes or no's when it comes to him. I do, however, get some form of reconciliation between the two of you. I do get reconciliation, Katie. Will it be long term? I don't really pick that up. But then again, he's not fully decided on what he wants as well. So that is what I'm getting in, you know, in regards to those questions. However, in more deeper message, I'm getting forgiveness and letting go. They kind of go hand in hand there. So let me just get clarification. Okay, so the forgiveness one is not really much in regards to Jordan. It just feels, you know, other people, you know, within your current life or in the past, there needs to be some releasing of that energy. You know, a lot of people think, oh, Forgiveness, I don't want to forgive that person. Like, you don't have to go face to face to somebody and say, hey, I forgive you. No, it's more like for yourself, like getting over whatever you went through with the person, um, or getting past whatever past situations, traumas that you might have gone through. Um, when it comes to Jordan, like I said, I did pick up some reconciliation, Katie. However, I don't, I get short term when it comes to Jordan. But then again, he's very indecisive of what he's wanting right now. So, you know, can that change? Maybe. I don't really get a strong energy, in regards to that. So like I said, I don't get long term. Um, However, I don't really get that you should be worrying too much about Jordan. Let him come forth when he's ready. In the meantime, that doesn't mean that you have to hold yourself back because of him, because he doesn't really know what he wants at this moment. So this is a time for you to focus on yourself and do things that you want, with or without this person, whether he comes around or not. Even though I do get that he at some point will come around, but that doesn't mean my life stops now because I have to wait for him to decide if he wants me or not. You know what I mean? There's no. Okay, it's just no. So during this time, do some self-healing, and get into things that you enjoy doing so you can clear your mind and not think so much about what Jordan is thinking about or what his next step is going to be. So that is mostly what I'm getting for Katie at this time.
Yeah. I do feel a reconciliation between the two of you. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be immediately. I'm actually getting lovers with the temperance card. I do feel there's going to be balance being brought into the relationship. But I'm going to be honest with you. I do feel that Jordan, um, I mean, I don't know if this has been presented already, but it does feel like there is a little bit of a, I don't know if this is something, there's a depressive energy around him. And I don't know if he suffers from depression that you have noticed, or if he is going through like a temporary energy of depression. Okay. Right now, he's in a place where he's very defensive, it feels like. He's trying to take charge of his own, this could be mental health, emotional health, physical health, you know,
She said he's in his head a lot after divorce, and it's been life changing.
okay, yeah, because I feel like, and I come with a ton of change that he doesn't know that he wants. Oh, okay, I get it. Um, here's the thing, right? Baggage is baggage. We all have baggage. We're never going to find somebody that's not going to have some sort of baggage, whether this is again, emotional, physical, mental baggage. Like, we all have it. And there's nobody on earth, unless they're one, you know, or just came out of the womb, that probably doesn't have some sort of emotional or baggage, right? It's how we handle that baggage. And 6 kids between the two of you, you're a Brady Bunch. So what? You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. It's it's when there is the caring and the love between the two of you, the rest of it is all just, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Is 6 kids a lot? Sure. But you know what? For some people, one child is a lot. And he's freaking out if we can afford. Okay. You know what? here's the thing, Katie. I think you have to decide what you want, more so than him decide what he wants. Because if he's being this nonsensical right now, I can't guarantee that he's not going to be ridiculous in the future, because where he's coming from right now as a person is being ridiculous. There's a difference between, I understand, where I am in my personal life right now. If somebody was to approach me and say, hey, I've got a 2-year-old, I'd be like, have a great day. Catch you on the flip side. Never going to happen. Not for me. I've raised my kids. I'm done. I will very happily be with grandchildren or somebody else's grandchildren, all of that stuff, right? That's where I am in my personal life. But to sit there and go, well, if we didn't have one less kid or 2 less kids, or
yeah,
like 6 kids to 10 kids, who gives a shit? Like literally at some point, you know what I mean? Like, kids are kids. You're going to love them. They're going to grow. They're going to go off as little birds on their own at some point in time. And if this is how he's thinking now, I would almost kind of just go, is this what I want in a person who's going to be thinking like this? Because which kid are you going to eliminate? That's what it really comes down to, right? Like, not that you're really going to do that, but right. I'm saying is, if there is an issue within the family unit, what is he going to do? Say, well, if we only had 5 kids, everything would be better. If we only had 4 kids, it all would have been better. Fuck that noise. And like, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, that's, you can't, it's not like if you're short on, let's say, money, or if you're short on time or something, what are you going to do? Line up the kids and go eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Like, which one are we getting rid of today? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying is, like, if you love the kids, if you love the person, it doesn't matter. None of this is important. And if he's picking and choosing and going, oh, 6 kids is too much. What, like, you knew how many kids the person had before you even got into the relationship. Basically what I'm saying is that, if somebody was to come to me and say, hey, by the way, I got a 2-year-old, I'd be like, yeah, okay, have a good life. See you on the flip side. Like, I wouldn't even enter into that. It wouldn't be like 2 years later that I'd enter into, and then go 2 years later and go, yeah, I've just decided that I don't want to be around a toddler. No, like, I've already spent 2 years with you. Like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Right. Or, like, I hope I'm making sense. He's scared to lose himself. You know what? Let him sit in that energy. I would almost take a step back. I wouldn't try to convince this man either way. This is something that like I said, I feel like he's going to come, to that decision where he's going to want to be with you, but I don't feel that you should be putting any energy into trying to convince him or to undervalue yourself or your children. If he doesn't know what he wants now, well, you know what I mean? Then he doesn't know what he wants. Like, take that step back and concentrate on you and your kids and all of that. Because this is, the thing is that if we try to convince somebody, or if we try to talk them into it, or if we're sort of waiting for them to make that decision, basically what they're saying is, I don't know if you're of value enough for me to be in this place. If he's worried about losing himself, what he's not also recognizing is the fact that children and the love of a good person can actually increase, not lose yourself, but become better of yourself. And that's the value of the family, and that's the value of, the little ones, and it's the value of, this is why we're put on the earth. We're not put on the earth to sit there and go, oh, okay, well, I might lose myself with that extra kid kicking around, or you know what I mean? Like, not after they're born anyway, not after they're born, right? But I just feel he tried loving in his previous marriage and that didn't work for him. So he's freaking out. Let him freak out, Kitty. Let him freak out. I do feel there's going to be a reconciliation here. I do feel him taking a step forward. But if he's freaking out, like, what kind of maturity is that? I don't know his age, you know what I mean, or anything like that. But it doesn't sound like an emotionally mature person. And that's something that you might have to take a look at within yourself, right? Like, do I even want to be with somebody who's emotionally immature? Sorry. Because if they're not emotionally mature in making this decision, I mean, it's good that he's, like, actually wondering, is this something that I want within my life? But at the same degree, if you love somebody and you love the kids that they're with or that they have, none of that matters. It's not a matter of, am I going to lose myself? I'm scared. Blah. You know, you're not
Yeah.
you're not 5 years old hiding under the bed. You're a grown person, and if you love somebody, you're going to make those. Um, you're going to make them a priority as long as your own children, and that's just the bottom line, right? So I feel like take a step back. It's actually funny because I got the 5 of Cups coming through. So he is, when the 5 of Cups comes through, it's somebody that's focusing in on the 3 of Cups that are spilled over, rather than the 2 of Cups that are upright and full of love. And that's not what he's paying attention to. He's focusing on these 3 cups that are tipped over. He is in the place of making a decision, but he's also very defensive, which I feel is very immature, quite honestly. But I do feel him coming to. We've got the Emperor with the Page of Swords coming through, so I do feel him getting, that sense of balance again. That sense of, this is what I do want in my life. I do feel like I can move forward with this. This is something that I want to bring forward. But really, the bottom line is, if this is what's holding him back, I would literally say to him, when you grow up, give me a call. Okay. But if you don't love myself and my children, if this is throwing you into some freaking emotional tailspin, I don't want anything to do with that. When you grow up, give me a call. See ya. That's almost what I would say to him if this is the behavior that he's exhibiting, because this isn't grown up behavior. This is a behavior from a 12-year-old. And so that's something that I feel like you are going to have to ask yourself, okay? And let it go from there. And maybe those are things that you're going to have to say to him that might make him grow up, because right now I feel like he's also receiving a lot of attention because of his stupid behavior. I really do. Whether that's attention from you or whether that's attention from his friends, or it's basically creating drama that doesn't need to be, because if you love somebody, you just love them. That's it. You just love them, right? And that's where you leave it. So I hope that that's helped, Katie. I really do. I truly hope that that's helped. Again, I still feel, that he will see the light in there, but you might have to get harsh in between now and then. Okay. I hope that doesn't happen, but that is some of the energy that's coming through. So, and thank you so much for being a part of the show. I don't know if we've read for you before. I'm not sure, but we really appreciate you being here. So thank you for that. I saw Heather joining in earlier, and I just wanted to say hello, Heather. Thank you for being here, and good to see you. And I believe last is Love Tea, and she is asking about her relationships. Where is she?
Is Lovity Miss Green?
Yes.
Okay, she wanted to know, may I know what's coming next in her love life? And she's an Aries.
Sorry, Will, I got you. I just saw you. I apologize, Will. Thank you so much.
Ooh. Okay. Is she currently seeing someone or no?
No, Love Tea has asked about R in the past. I think she's just looking in general right now.
So I do get someone new coming forth, Levity. But it feels that it won't be until like after May or June. So I want to say like middle or end of the year. Okay. That's what I'm getting right now. That can change, but that is what I'm getting as of right now. So I do get someone new coming forth for you in terms of love. However, I do get needing to be more positive and not getting too much into your head. Not, worrying too much far ahead. And just being more into the present. So very important that we stay positive to bring more positive things into our life, because if we're just in this space, in this place of just negative, then all you're gonna expect and receive, or your results will just be negative. So just so important to stay positive about things and try to see things in a different point of view during this time. I'm getting big happy changes coming forth for you, Levity. It doesn't really feel like just in regards to the new love coming forth for you, but other opportunities, other things coming forth for you. I don't get so much for Levity right now, but there seems to be some sort of communication issue or lack of communication, or the communication is not very clear. There's like a misunderstanding type of thing going on, is what I'm picking up as well, Levity. So I'm not sure if that resonates with you, but that is something that I am picking up. I don't know if you have any other questions in regards to, love for you, but I do get somebody coming forth, and it's going to be towards the last 6 months of this year. So I hope that's helped.
Love Tea, are you going on a trip? Or do you have a trip booked? Because I feel like there's some sort of sense of travel that's coming through here, or some sense of movement forward. But it does feel like you're going on a trip, or there's some kind of trip planned. She's saying nope, but stay
Maybe a
open
new
to that.
journey.
I feel like if the opportunity presents itself, it's something that you're supposed to do. Okay. Now, as far as a relationship goes, I do feel somebody coming forward. I feel it a little bit sooner than Amy does. But I would stay open. I hear around April to May. Could be a little bit later. I actually still feel that you're going to hear from R, but I also feel that at that point you might be in that place where you're just done. you know, it's like a done for you on your side, that you might make that decision. Of course, you know, there's always free will. You can do what you want with that. But I feel like you're kind of done with the nonsense of him, or done with that, a little bit of that energy. I feel like there's a new person coming through. I'm actually getting that, you know, this could be somebody that is a has a fire energy as well. I think she's an Aries, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of feels like there's a fire energy, another fire energy that's coming up, or they could have fire placements that's coming through. This person carries the same type of passion that you do. That's what I keep getting. They have that same type of passion towards, well, it's actually funny because I hear responsibility, but I'm also hearing towards life, towards love, towards, you know what I mean? Like they put passion into the things around them. But they take responsibility strongly. So they're not somebody who's you know, passion, like it's not a Knight of Wands energy, which is in and out. This is more of a grounded King of Wands type of energy, somebody that's mature, somebody that, you know, looks forward to love and life, and wants to be there and wants to contribute towards, you know, a relationship. Somebody who is, figured it would be a lot sooner since letting go. Yeah, I still feel it's going to be a little bit sooner. Like I do. I feel like that sooner type of energy. But you know what? Timelines can sometimes be, you know, but the thing is that I feel like there's some healing that needs to happen as well. There's going to be a mutual energy between the two of you. Here's the thing, you could even meet sooner but not quite get together for a little bit. It doesn't mean that you're going to be playing with each other or anything like that. It just basically, you know, they could reappear a little bit later throughout the year or something along that line. But I actually really get here, I keep hearing April going into May. Again, it could be a little bit later, it could be a little bit sooner. I'm also hearing that this person, look at this, seriously, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. This is really a strong emotional bond. And you're both ready for the next step. You're both ready for the next step within this relationship. And you're ready to take the relationship to a next step, or a relationship to the next step. I don't feel like this is going to be somebody who's just going to rush in, though, and sweep you off your feet. I do feel like that stability being developed throughout the relationship. So again, I'm not getting that Knight of Wands energy where they're in and out, and you know, it's sort of like a false energy, I guess is the best way to say it. This is somebody who is stable, but they'll show you that stability. That's what I keep getting. So I hope that helps. Did you have anything else for her coming through?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I
She
feel
can
like
always follow up on that timeline of when she's going to meet that new person. Because I got last 6 months, but then again, it could be May or after June. So I wasn't getting an exact date, but around there, you can always follow up on that and see if timeline is more clear or is changed, maybe sooner, maybe later.
I keep hearing April, May is what I keep hearing. I keep hearing April, May to June, somewhere in there. Like it's showing,
yeah,
you know,
in there.
Around that time. And again, it could be the matter of you meeting them, but not, you know, really progressing, like, you know, meeting and then meeting again, that sort of thing. So, yeah. I do feel, however, like I said, I do feel that they're going to be stable and ready and wanting of a relationship. They're not going to be a player energy. I do not get that whatsoever. So I hope that helps, Love T. Dana, yeah, we can still take an order for sure. Please let us know if you've donated, or when you do donate. Hi, Sophia. Good to see you. I'm thrilled that you're here. I hope everything is going good, hun. And Will is just looking for a general reading, and I'll be back in just a second. I'm just going to put you on like full screen on your own for a second. I need to get some water, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, so Willie. By any chance, is there anything new going on at work? It came to my mind, so I felt like I needed to ask. So if there's anything new going on at work, confirm that for me. However, in general, like we spoke about lately, how so many things have changed for you, and it's like more of a positive, in a more positive place. I still get that for you. I get the big happy changes. Like I keep getting that for you. So there's going to be, like transitioning, but a good transition. Like there's going to be new opportunities or new things coming forth for you. And I'm also getting opportunity. So I'm getting opportunity as well. That's why I'm asking in regards to work. I'm not sure what that could be. Maybe Kathy may pick up more into that, or with your career. I'm just getting a lot of changes, positive changes, and opportunity. So that's coming forth for me a lot. However, I'm also getting that there's needing to be more taking time to yourself, not so much so, self-healing, more like taking the time to focus on you, taking the time to relax, taking the time to clear your mind off of everything, outside of your home. You took a break from wrestling. Awesome. Okay, so that, yes, continue, taking during this time to clear your mind and release a lot of energy or stress, any kind of worries that you may be having as well. It's so important that we do that, because then, it affects us later on. Maybe not physically, but mentally, you know what I mean? So I just get that for you. So not, like I said, not like you're needing to heal some more, because I feel like now you're in like a whole nother place. The energy is just different. But more like remembering to take time throughout the week to, relax. Okay, is what I get for you. So that's really, and you came in right on time, because that's all I'm getting for Will at this time. So I hope that's helped, Will.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you took a break from wrestling, but here's what I do feel is happening here. I do feel there's I get a lot of energy of you following your own spiritual inner guidance is what I keep getting here. I think joining a gym is a great idea. Place the value though in the gym, not so much in the workout, not so much in things that are going on around you. I don't know if that makes any sense at this point, but I feel like it might. It's kind of like you're at the gym for your own health, not to pick up people, which is, I mean, if you do at this time, that's fine. You know what I mean? But it kind of feels like to concentrate more on your goals than it is to concentrate on, you know, the things. Don't compare yourself in any way. It's this is about will right now, is what I keep getting. Like there's a lot of energy of, again, you following your spiritual guidance. Is there money? I don't know why I keep feeling money. Like, have you gotten money? What?
I kept getting, I said, does there anything happen at work, or does something new happen? Because I kept getting opportunity. There was something coming, something good.
Yeah,
So like maybe Kathy will pick it up.
I don't know. I just literally, as I was talking, I could feel money coming to you. I mean, it might not be, you know, like a ton of money. It doesn't, you know, mean like a wheelbarrow of cash is going to show up or anything like that. But it does feel like there's more money being presented to you, or some sort of opportunity of cash or money, or advancement in something. I'm actually hearing fairly soon, but not like maybe tomorrow. It, you know, it might not present itself right away, but I do feel this coming through in some way.
He said he recently got a little bit of money from the government.
Oh, oh,
But
okay.
maybe something coming forth from work, maybe, because I just kept getting something new. Something, I don't know. He said nothing happened at work so far, but I just get that. I get an opportunity.
There's a definite transition that's coming through. You know, some sort of financial opportunity. You might even just want to, you know, look around and see what's going on. You know, like what I mean by that is look for the opportunities in a new job or something like that, you know, as you're you know, hey, who knows, maybe the gym is hiring, you know, that sort of thing. Like just kind of be open to those new opportunities presenting themselves. Love to, yeah, absolutely, you can donate again if you want to. But I'm just looking as to what else is coming through. I actually feel like there's a lot of physical healing that's happening for you, Will. I don't know if this just has to do with the gym, but it feels like a little bit more. This could be just from, you know, when you had, you know, the accident last year, you know, with your leg and stuff like that. Like there's feels like a lot of strength that's being presented to you or coming through for you in some form. A lot of healing is, but this feels like physical healing. Um, a lot of strength is what I keep getting, like a lot more strength coming towards you. I'm also getting, it's interesting because I also pulled out the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups. So there might be some sort of emotional opportunity coming towards you or that you're presenting. And I know we've talked about this before, and I kind of feel like I feel like this is the year, the time that a very committed opportunity is heading your way, but don't look for it. I'm pretty banged up from last year. I need some healing. Yeah, because I feel like that healing is coming through for you. Don't overdo it at the gym. Stay within your limits, obviously, of what you can do and increase it slowly. But I do feel like, you know, over the next short amount of time, that a lot of the healing is going to be happening for you for sure. And again, I just keep feeling something about a romantic opportunity. And I don't know if you're with somebody now, perhaps, or maybe somebody's about to come in or whatever it is. But there's an emotional connection that's happening here. And I feel like within this year where it's going to be committed, like this is committed. I can't stress that anymore. It's going to be committed. Like, you know, stay. I'm just listening. Will, just give me a second. I'm sorry. No, it doesn't matter if you're with anybody or talking to anyone. I feel like this person's coming in, coming in. Like I don't know if this is a person around you now or not, but it feels like they're coming in and being presented to you throughout this year. I don't even feel like that being too far away, but I just need a second to listen. Just give me a sec here, Will. I'm just sort of looking around you and I'm listening to your guides as to, you know, if there's anything that so I hear from your guides that they're it's like finally he's listening to us, finally he's opening up to the different energies that are coming through. I feel like you're really following your inner guidance at this point. That's really being shown. Even if you're not feeling like you're making the decisions from spirit, I feel like you've had those insights come in from a spiritual realm and you're now following them for whatever it is. I actually feel like this person that's going to be coming through for you could have a spiritual element to them. So they could be somebody that's really in touch with who they are as a person, because I don't feel any hesitation. I actually feel that they might be the person that chases after you a little bit. But it feels like you're just going to know. Again, don't look for this. Okay? I feel like this is important. Don't scan for it. Let it just, like, they're going to present themselves. That's what I keep feeling. They're just going to be presenting themselves very strongly. And that's what keeps showing. And I'm just looking to see if there's anything else. Do you have anything else for Will?
No, I did get, throughout this year, just a lot of changes, and there were good changes, nothing negative. So I didn't pick up on that romance. So there you go. That's another another thing, Will, that's coming forth for you.
I feel like something committed. Like it just feels like you don't, I'm going to say to you, Will, you don't feel single. And again, it's not going to be present energy. It is upcoming energy. I can't exactly tell you when, but it feels like it's upcoming. And like I'm going to say just within this year. Okay. I don't feel like I can give you an exact month or time or anything like that. But it feels by the end of this year, you're going to be committed. Like there's not a singleness in regards to your energy. It's not an individual energy. It's a committed energy. And I like that energy because it feels very good for you. Like it feels like it's just where you're supposed to be. Best way to say it. It's where you're supposed to be. And I like that. It feels very, very strong. So I feel something is coming. I don't know who this person is, but I can feel them. Yes. I'm doing my little hamster dance. But yeah, that's exactly it. Like that's how I feel. It's like they're coming, like they're on their way. I almost want to say like they're already here, but they're not here. Like they're there in the spiritual, 4D, 5D realm. It's just they have to just present themselves in the 3D, but you're gonna know, and I literally am getting goosebumps with this. So good for you. I'm glad that you feel it as well, because it just it's there. And again, I'm just going to leave it into it's this year. Okay. I feel you're both getting ready for this, which is probably why, there's not any real definition on it, because you're getting ready for it. You might have some things that need to be cleared, or there might be some things, whatever it is, but it's on its way, and it's here, but not quite, if that makes any sense. Dana, I don't know if Dana left us a question or not. Did she? I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Dana, if we could get your question, that would be amazing. Same with Love Tea, please. Just let us know what your question is down below, and we will get to it. Sophia's next, and Sophia has said, she says, I've been really sick this past week and haven't heard from John, who's a Taurus. I haven't initiated anything on my end, but wanted to check in on his energies toward me. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that you're sick, Sophia. Is it, do you know what it is? Like, is it just a cold or a flu or something like that?
When it comes to John,
Oh, you've
it
had
feels
pneumonia.
like,
I'm so sorry. She has pneumonia.
oh my gosh. It was a bad lung infection. Ouch. So of course, I'm sure they gave you antibiotics and whatnot.
Yeah.
I feel John coming forth, Sophia. And if you thought about reaching out, I don't really feel like you need to. I do get John coming forth. Okay, so in regards to that question. And it's you're much better now. That's awesome. That's good. So so it just well, the first thing that I'm getting for you, Sophia, is needing to focus on yourself. So now that you are feeling better, don't worry too much into John, because like I said, I do get that he's gonna reach out. If you're wanting to reach out, that's completely up to you. I don't feel that you should. Just allow him to come forth. So I do get that that you need to take the time to rest. I know you already did that because you were sick, but when you're really, really sick, you don't really get that rest that you need. So I just feel like, getting more into remembering who you are and taking some time out throughout the week to meditate, to heal, not just physically, but mentally. Okay. Okay, so another message that I'm getting is needing to balance. I just balancing things in your life. Not so much in regards to relationship, but overall. I'm getting basically this picture right here. Needing to balance things out, okay? So don't overwhelm yourself. We're starting a whole new year. Let's start off on the right foot and not on the left, okay? So just focus more on the present, okay, Sophia? Um, Also needing to let go and release. Letting go and releasing negative energy, letting go and releasing, things of the past. I do get for that for you as well. It also feels like you need to be listening to your gut feelings, or in other words, your intuition. It is your intuition. So, be more in tune with your intuition and trust it. Okay. That's really mostly what I get for Sophia.
Sophia, when did you talk to John last? I'm curious as to when was the last conversation? If you can help me out with that. I do feel that there's a period right now of, quietness. He's going to be coming back. He's going to be reaching out to you. I almost feel like something happened here with him. I feel like he got a little bit scared. He got a little bit, on he had heard I was sick, so he texted me a speedy recovery. Yeah, I just feel he'll be back. He'll be, he'll want to check up. I do feel that don't laugh. I feel he was a little scared, to be honest. Like scared of you being sick. Like I feel like he's gotten really close emotionally within his emotional field towards you. And I do feel that it did scare him a little bit to hear that you were sick, or he actually could feel how sick you were in some aspect. I do feel him coming forward probably this week to check on you, but it feels like he wanted you to do some healing. But there was a fear that came through him. That's what I felt right away. What this fear exactly is towards, I'm not 100% sure, but it did feel like he was in this place of I don't know if he's lost anybody close to him, but it almost feels like that type of fear in some weird way. Like he literally feels scared. Nami, I think you're muted. Oh,
I
okay,
didn't
there
want
you
my
go.
shuffling to interrupt.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, she's on mute. I'm not sure she knows that. He's coming back. Yeah, he's coming back. But it's almost like he got close. Like he got really, really close with you in some form, Sophia. And it did give him a fear. I don't know if the fear was in you being sick or what it was, but it was almost like it scared him in some aspects. I almost feel here's the thing. Sophia and I have talked about this. So when I say, and other people hear me say this, don't giggle. But this is how I'm getting, is it almost feels like he could feel how sick you were. Like he could feel it within himself. Like I feel like they're so connected at times that he could really actually feel that she was sick. And he could feel almost to some degree how sick you actually were. And I feel like that gave him a sense of fear. And I not that he was scared of like losing you or that you were going to die or anything like that, but I feel like it did scare him. That was the first thing that came through. I actually feel over the next maybe couple of days that, he'll be, coming forth again. I do feel he's been thinking about you an awful lot. And I just feel this is a matter of patience, just to let the energy sit for a bit, and he'll be presenting himself again. So I hope that helps, Sophia. I hope that gave you, some clarity on that. Continue to do the healing too. Even though you're feeling better, I actually still feel that there's some congestion that's going on in there. Don't rush to maintaining your activities that you did before. You still need some healing. Okay, you still need some, if they've given you medication, make sure you finish it, whatever it is. I feel like there's an exhaustion that's also coming through here. And your lungs need some healing. So I hope that that's helped. I hope that gave you a little bit of clarity on that. It's hard when I don't see the response quite yet. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. You can let us know if that resonated with you as we go, but I do feel he's going to be coming back very, very soon. Okay. I do get that energy. And she says, thank you. My plan was to be patient. This Cancer full moon in retrograde had me overthinking a lot, so I will hold back and wait for him to show up. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad that you're following your intuition on this too. This Cancer full moon is it's a bugger. It really is. And it can really affect people in a very strong way. And it's really bringing a lot of like inner contemplation to people and all of that stuff. So especially if they have any sort of spiritual heightenment, it's going to be affecting them. So yeah, just do the healing, and he'll reappear. He'll reappear really quickly here, is what I keep getting. Dana is saying,
I already read it. I got some things for her already, but she was needing to vent, Dana. I get it.
Yeah. Dana, I don't know if I need to read it out loud. I'm just going to let it sit because I'm reading it too. And Namie's read it. So I think we're just going to go into an answer of it. I already know what's going on. But I'm going to let Namie start because I think she's on the same path as I am here, but we'll see where that goes.
Okay, so Dana, before I tell you the things that I'm picking up, I just needed clarification. The first thing that popped in my head while I was shuffling was letting go. And then as I was, pulling the cards out, forgiveness popped up. And like I've told people before, forgiveness doesn't just mean telling someone, hey, I forgive you for whatever they've done, but more so moving on or past the person. Okay. That may not be what you want to hear, but that's what I'm, picking up. I do get that he mean what he meant, what he said. It kind of feels like, oh, I hate doing this. It gives
Can I
me
start?
anxiety.
Actually, can I start? Because
Yeah,
I'm getting
go ahead.
something completely opposite, to be honest. What I felt going on as soon as she posted that, the first thing I wanted to go into was back into rehab. Like, not saying he needs to go back into rehab, but I feel like this is affecting his emotional behavior. I almost feel like I don't feel a lapse particularly with that, but I do feel he's really struggling. And it's interesting, Dana, because you did write he's having a bipolar episode. 100% is what exactly I feel. Oh, and she's saying he's still in it. So he's still in rehab, because I feel like he's really struggling with this. Like there's something that's going on a chemical level is what's happening. That was the first thing that really came through, is a chemical level behavior. I almost feel, I think there is a part of him that does feel what he said, but the other part is the releasing of what he said. So it feels like, here's the thing, when we're mad at somebody, we say the stupidest things that they might be in our subconscious somewhere, but they're not, emphasized or really important to us in the broad spectrum of things. And this is where I feel like he's got this little bit of subconscious level that's coming through because of the bipolar, and also because of, his his addiction. And so what has happened here, now I'm not a doctor, as we know, but it feels as though this little tiny portion is presenting itself at this current moment. I feel like, just to take a step back, definitely, I wouldn't, I guess the best thing that I would say right now is don't try to convince him otherwise at this point. Give this at least a few days, maybe a week or two. I feel like he needs, I do feel like he's either stopped medication, or there's a change in medication. Something needs to happen here. But I do feel like this switch, I'm also getting an energy of a lot of fear coming through. Fear towards, you guys have gotten so close over the last little while, and you've made so many developments in this. The thing is that with Matt, he's used to an abusive behavior from his lovers and from his people that are around him, and as you know, and they've berated him, they've placed him in horrible situations, and he is now placing this behavior upon you, because even though you know that this is not the behavior of you, this is not something that you have done. He said, and then she says, he sent me this weird meme, fire to ashes, lovers to friends, all things must come to an end. It is odd. I almost feel like there's a sense of confusion that's going on, because I feel almost like the thing is that you've been there, you've supported him, you've been his, I guess, basically main support person, even when he was in a really, really crappy relationship with what's her nuts there a few years back. Like, that lady was crazy. And I feel like he's bringing some of this energy forward. He's not right. Like, I mean, he's not, yeah, Jennifer. He's not right up here. Like, there's something that's firing off that's not correct. And I feel like taking a step back right now is going to be the healthiest for you. The problem is that you might be in a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation. If you continue with, like, if you continue, or basically what I'm saying is that if you kind of push him, he's going to get upset, and be like, leave me alone, blah. And if you shut down completely and take a walk away, he's going to be like, well, you don't care enough to be there for me. Like, so you're kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation with it. So what I'm going to say is take a little bit of a step back, at least a few days, or I don't know when exactly this happened, but you need to take a step back. I do feel like to check on him when you can. She says, I can't continue with him. He told me to move on. So I can't argue with him. We haven't spoken 24 hours. Yeah, give this just a few days. Just like, that's okay. 24 hours is nothing. Give this a few days. Like I hear 3 days. Give it 3 days. Then you can, either message. I feel like he might come forward first, though. But stop the communication right now. It's almost like he's pushing away, but he will be bringing back. You can't make logic out of a mind that's being illogical. And that's kind of where he is right now, is that there's an illogicality going on, and you can't really place it down to you can't make sense out of it because there's no sense behind it. I feel that there is a part of him that has that energy, like I said, within the subconscious. Like, if we look at the whole brain, it might be like that amount of energy. But what's happening is because there is some sort of episode going on, he's actually expanding that. So again, it's kind of like, it would be like a husband and wife fighting, and they're only focusing in on this little tiny amount of energy rather than the full of the energy. But he's doing this because there is something going on within the mindset. I hope that makes sense. I do feel things getting better, but I feel like it's time you need to take a step back for at least a few days to let this pass over. I don't feel like he wants to lose you. I feel like this was like a sporadic fear or something that happened or that came out. I don't know. Anyway, I'll let Naomi go.
Okay. She also said she doesn't know if she can get past what he said. But going back to Dana, the forgiveness, it's not just telling someone forgiving them, but getting past whatever it is they did. So it's just however you go about it, either you're going to forgive him for what he did and get past it, or you're just going to forgive what took place and let it go. Like just letting it go and not allowing it to hold you back. It also feels like you also should, well, kind of like what Kathy said, take the time, because I'm also getting that you're needing to figure out what took place, but right now is not the time to do so, because I'm getting to get more information. So it's more like let things diffuse and then figure out, okay, what just happened, what is really going on, and so on and so forth. Overall, Dana, the last thing I'm getting is that you're not needing to worry. So don't let this kind of like put you at a halt. Because it's just let things die down, and then you're gonna get a little more clarity once he's a little back to his calm state. So that's as as much as what I'm getting for Dana in regards to that.
When
did he mean any of these things? She wants to know, did he mean any of these things?
I already answered that. Yeah, I like I said, I do feel that there was a part of that he did mean, but it's like the little, it's the it's like, okay, it's a stupid example, but it's kind of like, let's say somebody cleaned an entire kitchen, okay, and then they left a little tiny spot on top of the stove, and instead of somebody looking at the full kitchen and going, oh my God, the kitchen looks great. They're focusing in on this little tiny spot on the stove and going, oh, you didn't clean that stove. That's where his head is right now. It's like there might have been a part that he had felt where he was berated or he felt whatever it was, but he's super hyper focused on that rather than the full aspect and broadness of this relationship. Like it's almost like he's focusing on this one little, maybe perhaps energy or fight that you had or whatever it is. I don't feel it as a broad spectrum. Does, when he says, did he mean any of this? It's like, again, focusing in on, it's like somebody saying, let's say somebody looked at somebody and it's not cheating. It's somebody, like somebody walked by and the other, and the person of interest was like, oh, okay, that person was attractive or whatever. It's like saying, oh, you're having an affair on me because you looked at this person who randomly walked by. You know what I mean? Like that's where his head is. She says the lack of sexual desire and telling me I'm not for him was most hurtful, honestly. I feel like that was to push you away so that he doesn't have to take responsibility in any of his behavior. It's like, it's that energy of, I'm going to be mean to somebody so they walk away from me, and I don't feel deserving of the energy. I don't feel deserving of the relationship. I don't know if you're getting something similar to that, Naomi, but you know what? Here's the thing, Dana. I am going to be honest with you and say, I don't feel like this is going to be the last time that he's going to pull this shit, because I do feel that he has like there's something mental that's going on here, right? But I do feel him coming back from this. Whether you decide that you're going to continue with it is going to be completely up to you. But I do feel in here that there's going to be some sort of apology or him coming back, or, whatever it is. It kind of feels like him trying to push away, but I do feel him returning. I don't know. What do you get from this?
I'm getting at some point, like, well, the forgiveness that I was telling you, you're either going to forgive that situation, or you're just going to be in that feeling of getting past or moving past him. We have free, choice of free will. It's completely up to you. The first thing I got while I was shuffling in my mind was letting go. So either you're just going to let him go overall, or you're just going to let go of his manic episodes that he has, forgive and get past, So
I do get the Four of Wands. I don't feel like the sexual desire is gone. I really don't feel that. I feel he might be lacking in his own sexual desire right now, simply because of medication, or it could be, going through rehab or whatever it is. I don't think that the lack of sexual desire is towards you. And I do feel that it might be as soon as this week going into next week, if not sooner. I feel like the weeks, like when I say this week going into early next week, is like the far advance. I feel he could actually reach out fairly soon. So
yeah,
right
like,
now,
don't worry and freak out right now. Just like, like Kathy and like I was telling you, just wait until he's chill, let some time go by, let time do its thing. And then, once you guys do communicate, figure it out from there.
Yeah. I hope that helped. We're going to go into the last one of the day, and this is for Ms. Green, Ms. Love T again. And she's asking, she goes, so guys, I swear this is all out of curiosity because it was said earlier in my earlier read, but I'm literally getting over it, which is awesome. But she's like, but I'd like to know Ricky's feelings and thoughts currently towards me.
You have crossed his mind, Lovity. It feels like, he still has a little bit of, what do you call it? It's a Spanish saying, but basically after the fire, there's ashes left, right? So he has still some of those ashes from the fire that you guys, the relationship you guys had, just a little bit. And like I said, you have crossed his mind. Not like he's, oh my God, I'm thinking about her every day type of thing, but he's I wonder what she's doing or how she's doing, or maybe remembering a random memory or whatnot. But that's as far as I'm getting when it comes to Ricky.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly answer Dana. Dana, don't reach out unless you actually feel comfortable doing so. Okay. I did feel if you were going to do so, at least give it a few days. At least give it a few days. And I don't think there is a response. Like when you ask what you did wrong, I don't think you did anything wrong. I think that this is, like I said, this is like some sort of mental break or some sort of episode or something to do with the rehab. Like I just keep getting that type of energy. So I don't even know if there's really an answer to it. And he might just have to kind of go through the energy of what this is on his own. So love to you with Ricky. I do feel that he does think about you. I'm actually really feeling like he's wondering why in the hell you haven't messaged him. And I don't feel that you should, though. I really don't. I don't feel that you should be, reaching out. I don't feel that you should be the one to contact or anything like that. This is about his maturity. But I do hear that he does wonder about you. I do feel that I do feel there's an energy here where he feels like, he can still return. I can tell you no one compares to you. So I don't know if he's particularly been dating or, talking to other people or anything, but I do hear that no one compares to you. I actually feel this might have to do with classes or just people that he's encountered. I'm not really getting that he's dating or being with other people or anything like that. I'm not that, this could have to do with just him being with friends or being with buddies or social activities of some sort. But I really get this energy that in his head that you were always going to just be there, or that, you guys would always be back together at some point. And so even if he wasn't ready for that, completely committed relationship at the time, it was like you were always just going to be there, or that you would, he was able to come back to you. And so I feel like he's still in that energy. And so because of that, I actually feel he's going to be in for a big surprise when you meet this other person. Quite honestly, that's really what I keep getting. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I can take my time. I can, do this. And then he's going to be like, wait, what? What do you mean there's somebody else? I feel like he's going to try to come back between now and then. But I let him do the work. Don't place any work into him. Let him do it all. Plain and simple. And if he's willing to do so, great. But I would say let him do everything. You don't need to be a part of that. You know what I mean? You don't need to be the one that helps out with this. Let him do it. After all of the stuff that you've been through, it's time for him to step up to the plate. That's what I keep getting. I still feel you're going to meet somebody else who's going to be ready and willing and wanting for this relationship with you. And I feel like it might be best to hold out for that at that time. So I hope that helped. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you want a personal reading, you can contact Mimi at Mimi's Holistics on TikTok. If you would like a reading with me, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com. We'll see you again this week at some point, probably Wednesday, but we'll see how that goes. And thanks, guys, for watching. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Many blessings, guys. See you soon.